Back here on the iHigh Sports Show, yours truly, Mark Hall, along with the state tournament coach himself, Coach Kevin Spurlock, 2006 state tournament coach with the Hazard Bulldogs, and we got 16 teams here. We got 2 teams making it for the first time in school history, and that was your first for you as a professional coach in high school basketball, and it must have been something special for you.
It was a wonderful feeling, the greatest feeling in the world to coach. Your dream is to make the Sweet 16. And you want to win it when you get here, but for the first time, it's an unbelievable feeling as a coach. I know it is for players. I know it was for my players, and I know Elliott County and GBK. We're going to talk about them a little later here. But their fans have been waiting for this for a long time, and this is going to be something special for them to enjoy.
Well, let's get right back into things here, and we're going to talk about a coach who's making his first trip back in about 11 years. And that's Coach Wayne Breeden and the Owensboro Devils, 24-8 on the year, taking on the Ballard Bruins, the number 2 team in the state, 32-2. And this Owensboro team, it was not expected to be done this year, but Coach Breeden got the job done in quick fashion.
Well, Coach Breeden, comes from Morehead State. He led Ashland Blazer to the state finals in '96. Got into Morehead State. Came back to Owensboro this year. First year there, brings to the state tournament, beats Apollo, who was the state finalist last year. Got a great player there in Tyler Brown, and then Ballard. But the bad thing, if they draw Ballard straight up, Ballard's won 23 straight games.
That's right.
And they are one of the favorites along with Scott County. They're so athletic. Play a lot of players, play up and down the court. This is going to be a tough game for Owensboro to come in and win.
And Ballard coming in to the state tournament, defeating the defending state champions in Jeffersontown 62-50 in the regional finals. But the Owensboro crowd's got to be happy. First time in 5 years, and they've been down the past few years too since that regional championship. But Coach Breeden, his first year, gets the job done. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
Second game of the day on March the 22nd at 1:30. Clark County, the George Rogers Clark Cardinals taking on the Cardinals of Christian County. Clark County 25-7, Christian County 28-4, champions of Region 2. Of course, Clark County, the big upset in Region 10, beating the number 3 team in the state at the time, the Mason County Royals, 63-59. Led by Preston Knowles, getting there for the first time since 1990.
Yeah, Coach Scott Humphrey, his first time in the state tournament, does a great job there, and it's unbelievable. We could say Clark County's an upset team because they've got 2 Division I players on their team, and Preston Knowles and Tristan Rogers, but they beat a very good Mason County team, and look for big things out of Clark County. But Christian County, to me, is a sleeper team. They're full of athletes, no names. Coach Kerry Stovall does a great job there. They've been waiting to get here for a few years, and this team's going to come out and be very exciting to watch, and I think they may have the athletes that can guard the Knowles kid, Preston Knowles, and if they can do that, they can slow him down a little bit, look for Christian County maybe to pull the upset year, maybe knock off Clark County.
Well, this is their second straight trip to the Sweet 16, and they want to make a better impression than last year, losing to the first round to Shelby County. So, again, another great matchup in the first round of the state. You usually don't have this, but so far, every game is balanced and great matchups, and like you said, storylines all over the place. And then the next game, the 6:30 game, the 4th session of the first round of the state tournament, the Region 16 champions against the Region 15 champions, the Elliott County Lions and the Shelby Valley Wildcats. 2 very young teams and 2 teams that like to get up and go.
Well, this will be one of the games that's close to my heart because it does involve 2 mountain teams, Eastern Kentucky teams, and it's good to know that there's going to be at least one of them advance to the Elite 8 and maybe have a shot at getting to the Final 4. But Shelby Valley is very young. Maybe wasn't expected to win the 15th region this year. They came out of the chutes quick and strong, and they've been strong all year long. But Elliott County, what a storyline here. Never been to the state tournament. Led by 3 sophomores, the Faulkner twins, the Ferguson kid. When they can put some points on the board, they can control tempo. They play together as a team. They're a very fun team to watch. They're small. But at the same time, Shelby Valley's not that big either, so this is going to be a very intriguing matchup, and one that I think a lot of the fans over Upper are going to enjoy.
Elliott County 24-6, beating the Big Cats over in the 16th and Ashland's 85-69 in the finals. And Shelby Valley, they got the 3rd best record in the state tournament at 29-3. They've won 13 straight, led by a young kid Elijah Justice and company. They beat Pikeville 55-48 in the 15th region finals. 4th time this decade that the Wildcats have been to the state tournament, and they are looking for their first win in the state tournament. So again, as Coach Spurlock said, a fun and entertaining game right there to kick things off in the 4th session of the first round. The final game of the first round, Thursday night, March 22nd at 8 p.m. The Crusaders of Gene Buchanan taking on a familiar face again to the state tournament, Warren Central, the Dragons of Warren Central, and Coach Tim Riley, their 6th straight trip to the state tournament, and he's one behind Coach Bobby Keith, somewhere in your neck of the woods there. 7 straight regional championships.
6 straight regional tournaments. That's amazing. Coach Riley done a great job there. He started at his feeder program. He's worked it all the way up. That's the way you have to do it. And they've got a lot of experience playing at Rough Arena for this team. It's going to be second nature.
That's right.
They're led by Jeremy Anderson. This is his 4th time playing here, and one of the state's best players. But they tell you what, Jim Buchanan's going to be a team to be reckoned with. They've got Clark Stepp, a 6'3" point guard. Keeps his head up, sees the floor real well. They got another guard, but they have a Tate Cox. They've got a Clark's little brother Clint, can light it up from outside, and they've got some size. 6'8", 6'5" in the middle, and this team has the potential to handle Warren Central's press if they can do that. If they're not shell-shocked by this first trip to Rupp Arena, which does happen. I know I'm familiar with that. My kids last year kind of got caught like a deer in the headlight look. If they can keep from doing that, Warren Central may have their hands full.
Jim Buchanan 26-6 on the year. Warren Central 28-4. They've won 17 in a row, the 3rd longest streak in the state tournament coming in. But again, like you were saying, another entertaining matchup, and a mountain team taking on a team from downstate. And gosh almighty, when's the last time you've been to a lot of them like I have? When's the last time you've seen such first round matchups that didn't look like, well, that game right there is going to be this team easy?
Well, as we talked before we went on air, we kind of say that every year. That's why it's the greatest show on earth. Seems like every year we have great first round matchups. Teams come in on hot streaks. Teams come in with great storylines. Somebody comes in inevitably and surprises the crowd, the fans, makes a run that we didn't expect. And I think this tournament has the makings for all those things. I don't be surprised if we don't see some magnificent stories coming from this state tournament.
We got some great flavor too before we end things. Only 3 teams from last year's state tournament is in it, so a lot of new faces. 3 district runners-up in the state tournament: Lincoln County, Covington Holmes, and June Buchanan. And then again, 2 schools making it for the first time in school history: June Buchanan and Elliott County. But we also got 6 former state champions in this state tournament. So a lot of great programs, a lot of great storylines, and should be one of the best state tournaments we've had in a long time.
And we've got some very good players.
Yes.
And, people talk about the state being down the last few years and with basketball players. I know you did a show earlier about that. But we've got some outstanding players in this tournament that's going to be fun to watch. Combine that with good teams and good coaching makes for a tournament that's going to be strong from the first tip right through the finals on Saturday night.
Well, Coach, before we get out of here, any predictions?
Well, I think the easy prediction is to say Scott and Ballard in the finals. I think that would make for probably one of the best state finals games we've had in recent years. I mean, that's 2 strong teams. Scott County, top 25 in the nation. Ballard's right there with them. But I don't know. I like Covington Holmes. I like their athleticism. And I like Warren Central because of their tradition.
Right.
Their experience. I like Christian County because of their no-name team. They just come out and play hard and play a lot of players. But I think when it comes right down to it, I look for Billy Hicks and company to take the trophy back to Georgetown, to Scott County, and Matt Walls is one of my favorites. I love the way he plays. I love the way he leads his team, and I think that his leadership and the loss that they had last year has inspired this team this year.
Sure has.
And I think that that's going to be what carries them over the hump. But don't be surprised if somebody else doesn't jump up there and buy Scott County, even though they've dominated the state this year.
That's why we love this thing, the National City Boys Sweet 16, the greatest show in hoops, greatest show on earth in my opinion. And it gets started here on Wednesday, March 21st, so make sure you're there. Coach, again, thanks a lot for joining me here on the iHigh Sports Show. Good to have you.
It's been a treat, and I've enjoyed it, and I love the work y'all do and the way you support high school sports. And maybe next year I could be here talking about my own team. I don't know.
Clay County Tigers, of course, that'd be fun. Folks, that's all the time we have for now, so thanks for joining us here. I'm Mark Hall saying, so long, everybody.